Hello, welcome back to my channel. Today we're doing a reading on the hidden truth of your situation. So there are 4 piles today. The first is this red crystal. The second is this clear quartz. The third is this beautiful crystal. And the fourth is this crystal. I believe that this is carnelian and this is red jasper. I am not sure of this one. Okay, so take a second and pause the video if you need to select your crystal. You can also use a random number generator, which I love to do. So yeah, take a second and I will see you in your pile. Hey pile 1, if you chose the red jasper crystal, this is your reading on the hidden truth about your situation. So I'm really excited to do this reading. I haven't done it with the full gadgets and gear in a while, and so I'm excited to do this again. And we're going to first look at oracle cards to see what exactly this hidden situation is, and then we'll dive into the tarot. So the first card we have is the Tear. The second card is Eruption of Light. Third house. Last quarter. Restlessness. Dependency. The Destroyer. And the Fortress. The birth of Venus is immediately really standing out to me. If you want to look at that painting, it's a Renaissance painting by Botticelli, I think. And there's something about the divine feminine here, and almost how it relates to itself and how it relates to the world. So what I'm seeing here is there's a situation that for some of you, it might be you who was in this position, or someone around you who was in this position where they were in a difficult energy. So I'm going to try and talk about this in objective terms, so you can take it either way. But basically, with the Destroyer card, I'm seeing that there was someone in a situation with other people. There's a community, because when you think about volcanoes, there's typically a community around it, like when you think of Pompeii. But there was someone within this community that the other community members feared would erupt or thought were erupting. It was someone very passionate, somebody with a lot of energy and care, and just felt things very intensely. And I think they were really dependent on things, whether it be alcohol, drugs, their relationships, sex, whatever it is, they were dealing with some codependency and anxiousness. So this person was clearly about to reach a climactic point, and the people around them felt as though being near them during this time would be detrimental to them, like literally like lava coming to hit them. Like these people felt they couldn't survive it. Whenever you see a volcano erupt, the natural instinct is to run. I think Spirit's breaking this down to show that this person was loved, but they feared the power that this person had and how they could, in their darkness and despair, hurt others around them. And what's so interesting here, like I love how tarot does this, where the destroyer comes out and eruption of light comes out, because a volcano eruption is exactly what this card looks like. Like, what are the odds, you know? So frankly, I'm seeing that the people around them thought this volcano was going to hurt people and hurt themselves, destroying others' dreams or potential. They were scared that this weight, whatever was happening to this person with these intense emotions and feelings, and they thought the climax would be bad for anyone around them. The people around them did. So they ran from this volcano. And there's something here about how the people of Pompeii, or the people around a volcano, they love that volcano. Like, they love the land around them. I'm thinking of Tahiti from Moana, the volcano who was Mother Earth, who needed its heart back. That's so interesting. So what I'm seeing is that when this volcano erupted, it was like that, where when this person erupted, they erupted light and happiness, and they showed their true power. It wasn't this hot lava, it was light that shone through the darkness. So these people had a reason to be frightened, because what they were seeing was naturally, logically going to be this eruption. But it's almost as though they weren't able to tell. They just weren't given the sight to see that this was going to be a beautiful eruption, and that this person transmuted this codependency and restlessness and used it to become a powerful version of themselves. I'm hearing that at our lowest bottom is where the most fertile soil is, and I think that this person really released what is potentially destructive, preparing for new life. This person was preparing for a new life. But it was removing what was destructive rather than creating destruction. And it was impossible to tell from the community around this person what was going to happen. So people ran. I feel like people ran. But then it was this beautiful light. And one of the things I'm hearing is that this person didn't need people around them. With this metaphor, they understand. Like, it would be foolish to stay and try and help a volcano that's erupting and try and help stop the lava. That would just leave a person dead. So it logically makes sense that these people couldn't help the volcano had to help itself. And I'm just seeing it being like literally how Tafiti, whenever she gets her heart back, she just erupts with this power. And that's a kind of metaphor I'm seeing, is that passion, that care, all of this stuff being transmuted for good rather than for bad. I'm seeing three things. The first is the volcano has been and is being mourned by the people who ran away. They care very deeply for the volcano person, and they love them very much. And if you're one of the people who had to walk away during this time, this person loves you very much and has found clarity on the situation. Also, this person, the people around them just see them as very, I'm almost hearing just like a very important connection to them. And they see this person as being very strong and fearless, and they miss talking to this person and then having fun with this person and just living life. And I think they think this person, their good qualities have kind of reached climactic points from this new life, from preparing for new life. And they really see that this person has healed from the things that were burdening them, the shadows that were hurting them, this restlessness, this fear, this dependency on other things to survive. Now that this person's healed these things, the people around them are having to look at their life in the ways they still do it, because this person was a projection in some ways to the people around them of this dependency and this restlessness. So the people around them are on very individual journeys of figuring out what they need to do to heal this within themselves. And I see this as being healed. And a good chunk of this has been healed, where people have really come to see how they are being self-destructive. And yeah, this healing work is really being done. And it won't be long till the slate is wiped clean. A fresh slate. The third thing I'm seeing is when these people come back to the volcano person, they'll feel as though the volcano person's behind a fortress. They'll see them as very strong, but they'll feel like they're sealed off or aloof. And this person is very strong now, very strong in themselves and determined, and doesn't need anything to depend on, and has a trust in divine timing in the world. This person knows they have what it takes to get through anything. And this person might have these boundaries now, but they still care about the people around them. They just have to protect themselves as well. Because this person has found their power. And yeah, this person won't be hurt by the situations that happen to them, because they know they can handle anything that comes their way because they have the proper boundaries. They don't have to fear events in their life because they know they'll remain in their power. Yeah. I'm looking at Ready for Anything and Unbreakable. I think those really are testaments to what the hidden truth of this situation is. So I'm going to look at the tarot cards now. Wait, okay. So before I do that, I have the tarot cards right here, and I also had a deck that I was going to close the reading with, and I still am. But at the back of the deck is moving towards the light. And this person who they thought would erupt into lava erupted into light. So I see these people who once had to run away coming back to what they knew, to what they cared about. In the same way that we look at this entrance to the fortress, it's the same as this. The Wizard of Oz might be significant. Follow the yellow brick road. Okay. So yeah, that's really cool. That was on the back of the deck. This light is attracting people towards it. This is a very specific message, so I hope it's resonating. It just felt very clear. So Luna, hi. What is the hidden truth of Pi 1's situation? Okay. Okay. Spirit, I guess one more card for this. We have the Four of Wands on the back of the deck. Spirit's really wanting to hammer in the idea that these people around the volcano were seeing things from a skewed perspective, and really the volcano person couldn't have done anything to change this. This was something that was really fated. It was bound to happen to help the volcano person rise in their power. I think this really affected the volcano person's ego, and I think they really had expectations for this being a really beautiful situation and things remaining the same. But things changed, as things do in life, and the hidden truth is that the volcano person needed to give their cup of love to themselves. They needed to focus on themselves. And I think everyone in this situation is healing from guilt and shame and blame. And everyone's maturing here. And I'm really seeing the volcano person sees how these changes had to happen to help them rise into their power. They don't feel neglected because they didn't neglect themselves. And it's almost saying, I'm being reminded of this passage in Women Who Run with the Wolves, where she talks about how wolves don't deem the ups and downs of life as bad. They just are, and they happen. And there's something here about, yes, the expectation was things were going to be great, but instead, this person had to fight for their power. And the illusions of what they felt about these people shifted, and none of this was in this person's power. But this person is seeing how all of it led to their higher good and allowed them to erupt with this light, because they had to figure out how to heal themselves. they've been giving, I think, a lot of their energy away, and they needed to just keep it for themselves. And I think this is really saying, this is just life. This is the kind of thing that just happens, and it was necessary to happen to help this person evolve. And there's a freedom here in this truth. There's a new way of looking at this that brings a lot of forgiveness and just shows that these people were not in alignment with the volcano when it was erupting. And I'm hearing Loose Garment by Muna. We paid in pain now. Something, the blame is for the birds. I'll tear it to pieces and feed it to them by the river. Yeah, there's a forgiveness here and being able to see the situation objectively and seeing that everyone had their own path to go down. And I think this was catastrophized, but in the end it was just an example of how individuation happens. And it can be fiery and in our most passionate sectors. This looks a little like lava, doesn't it? Okay, we're going to look at this deck now to see any last info for pile 1. Pile 1. Okay. Truth. Oh my god, okay. That's like the heart of Defeaty. There's perspective on the situation now that hadn't been there before. And I think the illusions around this have left and the truth of this situation has been brought to light. I think that there was egoic things tied up here and they had to be stripped away to really find the heart and soul of this person. There's something about, what's that game? Legend of Zelda? I don't know why. I just think the truth has been revealed here and it's crystal clear that this was not in anyone's control. And it was something that happened for the highest good of everyone involved. And with this reflection, I think this event will have a different perspective in everyone's minds. And I just see forgiveness here. So I'll leave it there. This is what I'm getting for you, Pile 1. It was an honor to read for you, and I will see you in another reading. Take care. Bye. Hey, Pile 2. If you chose this clear quartz crystal, then this is your reading on the hidden truth of your situation. So we'll get into the oracle cards first, and then we'll move into the tarot. The first card we have here is Empty Room. The second card is Acceptance. We have Share Tenderness. One. We have Healer. We have Shapeshifter. We have Happening Now and Blinders. The first thing I heard is Peaky Blinders. I don't know if maybe that's a show you guys watch. Another thing I was thinking about is I kept saying we have. So I think you're someone who really you're definitely someone who really thinks about other people. And you have a humility to you that's very beautiful. The hidden truth here, I think you can be pretty self-deprecating. You can't see yourself clearly. I think you look at a lot of situations with love. But I think there's a lot of interruptions before I started this video, a lot of loud noises, and I think maybe people have just, maybe when you were younger, stepped all over you, or just really, I'm just hearing like loud voices talking over a voice, like people wanting to interrupt you or interrupt your peace. And I think this is because they felt your power, and they felt that they had to be loud or had to be rude or whatever they might have done to have power too. Because of their insecurity, they needed to interrupt your peace to feel a sense of power, if that makes sense. So I think you struggle to see your gifts and your assets because of that treatment. And what Spirit's saying is that you operate whatever you do in your life. I think this goes for your job, your relationships, everything you do. This is intrinsic to it. These gifts are. So whatever you do, you make a big impact on other people, and you help them a lot with their growth. I can see immediately that you really create space in yourself for the divine to work through you. You're definitely someone who channels and has clear direction. You might not, I want to say you might not realize that you're communicating with Spirit, but I think most of the people watching this do. You're very connected, and you feel that connection because you've opened yourself up to it, because you've let yourself see it. And these things, these gifts that I'm saying, or I'm going to continue saying about you, they are now. These aren't things that you are growing into. They're how you are now. And this hidden truth is, I think other people don't know how to put this into words. Other people subconsciously recognize this, but don't know how to say it. You are like a master healer. And I think your gifts are very rare. You're able to shapeshift in any situation to help someone grow. You are able to relate to anyone on any level. I feel like you can connect with anybody, no matter. Just I'm seeing you being able to connect with a multitude of people, and it's because you have this tender heart, and people can feel you have good intentions, and people are warmed by their connection with you. I think you also have your throat chakras open, and I think you really say what people need to hear. People also, you are able to connect with a lot of people because you have this innate acceptance of people. People can feel the energy, even though they don't realize they're feeling it. They can feel your true intentions. And people can say all of these things that they're accepting or that they are compassionate, but it's a state of being. It's not a state of acting. Or it can be acted, but the intention behind it energetically can be felt. So one of the gifts Spirit's given you, the universe has given you, is to connect with all people and help them grow in their compassion and grow in their ability to see beauty in the world. You give them the space to grow and the space to see things in a different way. You create space around people who are in this victim mentality, who have blinders on. You show them that they might have tunnel vision or confusion, and you do it in this very caring way that doesn't patronize or diminish this person's opinion. It just frees them of limiting beliefs. I think there's going to be some instances where you are given experiences where you heal people, and you might feel, why is it me that's being asked to do this? Why is it me? I think there's some imposter syndrome on your part. And it's because people have denigrated your worth in the past or made you feel that way. But you're meant to release that, and I can see that you have self-healing abilities where you can see it came from other people's inferiority complexes, that they treated you this way. And I think you will be very, when you look at it for what it is, you'll be able to forgive these people and realize that nothing can affect your worth or sense of value. It's innate. And I think you know that. Intrinsically, you can see that about everything else in the world. But it's hard to see it about ourselves when experiences have happened that influence our perspective. But when you see that you kind of have blinders on to your value, you'll be released from them because you can see how other people do this as well. The hidden truth is that there's an infinite amount of ways you can help people in this manner. And really, you get to choose what avenue you do that with, what vocation you have. Because your gifts will help people no matter what you do. I'm seeing Libra season's very monumental for you. That's late September to late October. I was hearing, whatever it takes, I know I can make it through, be the best that I can be, no matter it takes, I know I can make it. I can't think of what that song is. It's maybe it's iCarly. Yeah, I think you're just meant to get your voice out there. Whether it be to individuals or a few people, or whether it be to a larger audience. And you'll see this come to fruition in your life, even if it's in a long time or if it's soon. It's not the point. The point is that you have these gifts, and this is hidden from you. Another thing I'm hearing is people throw rocks at things that shine. And that song's called Ours, and I was talking about we. I think you really make people feel they belong. And that we're all connected. You are a catalyst for people to see things in a new way. Yeah, and 5s are a number of change, and there's a few 5s here. You really act from your spiritual connection. Like with these eyes closed, I see that you really act through your soul rather than your ego. big thing you're learning right now is patience. Oh my gosh, and a horse was riding by before this reading started. I think you teach people that societal convention and the social restraints we have aren't truth. They're just a product of society. And we might value in society things like money and job success, whatever that might be. But I think you show people that the true value comes from the soul, from being connected to spirit. You show them this new perspective. Okay, let's look at the tarot cards. What is the hidden truth of pile 2's situation? What is the hidden truth? This is really pretty. People might think that you haven't experienced hardship because of this lightness of spirit you have, but the back of the deck is the 3 of Swords. And I'm really seeing that you have gone through you've seen the worst of the worst, you've seen true pain, but you've realized that there's good and bad in the world, and you can choose to focus on the good, acknowledge the bad, but you choose what mindset you have. And I'm really seeing that any adventure you go on, anything you do, you're going to really influence people. And I'm just seeing you're really going to, it's like you harness the sun in your work and you do it with humility. And you're going to be successful in caring for people in this way. And you don't need to, the hidden truth is that you might in some way downplay this or be self-effacing and be like, why is it me who gets this beauty? And it's because what you have to give people is so magical. You could keep these soul insights and the sun to yourself, but you share it with other people. You make people see that they have a future. And it doesn't have to be how their present or past is. Spirit's meant to be risky right now and try new experiences. Do things differently. You're meant to plan for new adventures, travel. You're meant to have different chapters in your life where you do different things because you're meant to harness the sun. Like the sun is kind of like the heart of whatever experience you're having and the lessons of it and the wisdom. You're meant to harness that in many different areas. You see these 6 circles. Oh, we had one. It's like life force energy. You're meant to harness this in different areas. So you'll have different experiences and you don't have to fear them because what you're learning is priceless. And I see you're gonna have joy in every new experience you have. I think you're meant to start looking or allow spirit to guide you where you're meant to go next. You might feel that some of your ideas and dreams are outlandish, but I'm seeing that what you feel passion towards, what you're attracted to, is you're attracted to for a reason. And yeah, this is very beautiful. There's space between all of these cards, and I just think you create space for these opportunities to happen. You don't limit yourself. And there's just a freedom in these cards that you're meant to have. And the hidden truth is that you're absolutely on the right path. If you're off the beaten track, if you're focusing on this sun in your life, running after this light, you're completely on the right path. And just don't be resistant to ideas that flow into your mind and things you're attracted to. Because you, clearly in the other cards, you aren't caught up in societal convention. You're able to see beyond it. You see the big picture. So when other people are in that fear, lean on the universe and lean on the knowledge you have. You are a very developed, enlightened soul. And a lot of people aren't going to understand you or understand the way you operate. But you do. And I just feel like a fear of you forgetting this or forgetting your power. And I really just think you have to come back to source when that happens. I'm going to shuffle one of these cards. These are the cards I'm closing with, and I think this will also give us insight on how to stay balanced in this. Strength. This is almost saying you will stay balanced in this because you have the inner strength to handle whatever comes your way. You don't need to have fear. The story of King Arthur pulling the sword from the stone could be significant. And the sun right here. Oh my God. The sun is definitely a motif or a symbol, symbolizes what you have to offer the world. Nutrients. Something that really develops people's insights and perspectives. So, yeah. Pile 2, you are so humble and beautiful, and you deserve credit for being that person. And I think this reading was just meant to show you that sometimes you hide this truth from yourself. So, yeah. I want to say, for some reason, peace be with you. So, have a beautiful day or night whenever you're watching, and I hope to see you in another reading. Take care. Bye. Hey, Pile 3. If you chose this crystal, then this is your reading on the hidden truth about your situation. So we're going to look at the oracle cards first and then get into the tarot. So the first card we have is the Thread. She loves. You can't find goodness because you lost your heart. A fearful world. First quarter. Virgo. God. Map. And heart and home. Pile 3. The first thing I'm hearing off the bat is stop overthinking it. Whatever the situation is, Spirit's really coming through to say that they have a hand in it. That if you connect to Spirit, the best way to do this, in my opinion, is meditating. When you connect to Spirit, you'll feel that you're being taken care of. The hidden truth is that you don't have to fear this working out. I think you're kind of catastrophizing, wondering what's going to happen in your life. What if something bad's going to happen? Like, there's that fear here. But Spirit's saying, she loves you. Spirit loves you. And you are in the care of. And there is a higher power who is making your life better and is going to continue to make your life better. And you're meant to trust in this. Spirit's saying, if you only focus on the bad, that's all you'll be able to see. There's good and bad in this world, and you can either choose to feed the good or the bad. And Spirit's saying, for people who focus on bad in your life, or if you sometimes struggle with this definitely comes from heartbreak in the past, where you felt hurt, where also other people's opinions of how horrible the world is. Like, when you turn on the news, it's automatically some negative stuff. Spirit's saying that this message is pretty simple in the fact that Spirit's saying, you are in the care of. When you connect to me, you'll feel that care. By meditating, you over-intellectualize what's happening in your life, and you sometimes fear the worst. But amazing things are happening, and if you focus on the good and focus on your gratitude, you'll continue to see those things happening. And they're already on their way. With the first quarter moon here, I see they're continuing to come in, and there is good in your life right now. There's hard things that happen in life, but Spirit's saying they always pass. But there's life, like, that's just gonna happen. There's gonna be difficult things in life, and you choose how you respond to them if you let them disrupt your peace. There's a big thing here, Spirit saying your life will feel a lot better if you get into the meditation practice. And if you're in it, you know that's true. The first quarter moon is also reminding me of half glass full, half glass empty. There's something here about the hidden truth is you could be a lot happier if you shift your perspective and surrender your life to your higher power, to the universe. Trust that you're in the care of the universe and you're connected. And things are happening to make you happy. I think meditating takes you out of your restless thoughts. So I think that's a big thing for you, is to get out of those thoughts. And for the people who have healed these things, and you see that sometimes people get into these fearful thought loops and perceive things in that way. Spirit's really wanting to reiterate that beautiful things are coming into your life, as they're coming into everyone who's this pile's life, but trust that there's something bigger than you that's taking care of you. And Spirit's really making it clear that there are good things in your life, and you can focus on them rather than the bad or what could go wrong. I'm seeing that there's going to be new opportunities to explore and find your way and have new perspectives. Map new perspective. You're meant to have this new perspective. Spirit's guiding you to this new perspective where you'll be much happier. And I think you might have fear of your home life and how things are going to work out. And Spirit's saying you're protected, your family's protected, the people you care about are protected. And there's very beautiful things for you to discover and learn, and there's a map that shows you the signs of where you're going. And when you connect to this thread, when you connect to the life force, because we all connect to a thread, it's the thread of the universe, everything's connected to it. And when you are close to it, you can feel that connection. And you feel safe, you feel that peace. It's when you get separate from it, you feed into illusions and you're too fixated on the bad things of this world, you lose sight of this thread. If you want peace, you can have peace. It's a matter of mindset. And that just takes effort over time. And I'm really seeing that some people watching this have worked on this and have found this peace and serenity. And others are learning how to do it. And there's hope. And you're not meant to catastrophize your life and think the worst is going to happen, because you're in the care of your higher power and you will be taken care of. I'm really seeing that. And Spirit's also saying you're very smart. And it's almost like your intelligence sometimes can hinder you, because a lot goes on in your brain. And that's why they're saying to meditate, is because it's almost like you're too smart for your own good. And you over-intellectualize, and I think get caught in details that might not necessarily matter. So, yeah, let's look at tarot cards. For pile 3, what's the hidden truth for pile 3? The Moon, Judgment, 5 of Cups, 4 of Cups. And we'll clarify. Six of Swords, the 8 of Pentacles, Ace of Swords, and one more. The Ace of Cups. Oh my gosh, this is really beautiful, pile 3. So the hidden truth is that you are going to heal these fears. Because you're going to realize that you're not fated to, or you've already realized you're not fated to misery. You're not meant to be in pain all the time. When you have that half or glass half empty view, you're lost in the sauce. You don't know the full truth. And I think you're realizing that, working on this and working on this perspective and realizing that you will heal and that the universe is good. This will make you you're really coming into a place of serenity. Look at this girl meditating. And the cup. The hidden truth is that you're going to reach this divine cup. You're going to reach this serenity. And know that whenever you're focusing on the bad, you don't have all the information. You think that the way you're perceiving things is exactly correct, but with the Ace of Swords in reverse here, I'm seeing that there's illusions and a skewed perspective. Spirit's asking you to look at the stars and remember how small humans are. with like whirling rocks in space. There's so much, like the universe is always expanding. It's an infinite universe. And I think seeing us from that perspective, and because I feel like right now your life feels huge to you. It feels overbearing and huge. But when you look at it in perspective to the whole universe, I think you'll find peace. And when you think of how magical it is that this universe exists at all, I think you'll realize that, of course, you're in the care of. If everything has led up to you being in this moment, there's no reason you shouldn't be able to heal. And I think you're seeing how really it's your perspective that influences your reality. I think right-sizing yourself and realizing that things are okay and things will be okay, and enjoying your life, enjoying this emotional fulfillment you can find. Realizing that yes, you could fixate on these 3 things and feel apathetic towards life, but there is a 4th cup that can give you joy and fulfillment, and it's right, it's Spirit's waiting to give it to you, or has already given it to you. This is a process of realizing what true happiness looks like and going after it. This is really beautiful. A rock on a rock in space. It's meta. Yeah. You're going to do the healing work. The hidden truth is that you're healing right now even. And this perspective is shifting. And you're finding more ways to be content and serene. And I think realizing that it's in your control how you respond or react to situations. And yes, there's going to be annoying situations and things you have to deal with, but you choose how much they affect you. Okay, let's get a final card to close. So what is the hidden truth of pile 3's situation? We have moving towards the light. Oh my goodness. Okay, pile 1 might be significant to you. You're moving towards this light. It's a process of getting there. Don't shame yourself when you feel bad when you are in this low mindset. Just know that you're moving towards the light. You're moving towards this happiness, and it's a process. It's not a quick fix, but you're on your way there. You're following the yellow brick road. Accept the freedom you're being given, pile 3. So this is all I have for you. It was an honor to read for you, and I'll see you in another reading. Take care. Bye. Hey, pile 4, if you chose this crystal, then this is your reading on the hidden truth of your situation. So to start out, I want to show you this rune that I originally picked this crystal for your pile, but then I realized it was a rune. And I think runes are fascinating. I don't know them by heart, so I looked and I thought I'd misplaced this set of runes, and I have. And this is the only one left. It somehow got away from the others. And I looked it up, and it's called Sowilo, and it means the sun. And it represents success and solace. And I'm already feeling for your group just a very calm energy, a very enlightened energy. And yeah, I'm just excited to get into this. So we're going to look at oracle cards first and then go into the tarot. First we have the medallion. And we have soft, full moon, the mysterious mother, mystic, map, and shooting star. So this was the first time that the same card came out in 2 piles, and it's the map card. And immediately what I'm getting is that the 3rd pile is your past energy. It's the energy you were in before you went through this spiritual awakening. And honestly, I feel like that's confirmation for people who came from the 3rd pile. I don't see any reason you need to listen to the 3rd pile, because it's definitely focused on the shadow work that is meant to be done. But for those coming from the 3rd pile who have already done that shadow work, this is definitely your pile. And yeah, you're definitely spot on coming here. So with that sun rune, I'm already seeing just like vibrancy of the sun in these cards. And the sun's also a star. So maybe you're like really interested in not even astrology right now. I'm thinking of astronomy and all of the galaxies and planets. I can see you getting very into that. Or you have a particular interest in it at this time. So, yeah. The hidden truth of your situation is that you're coming into success. And I don't think you see how far you've come and how evolved you are. Because I see some very beautiful things coming into your life. The letter M is also significant here. It's shown up a lot. So, yeah, I just feel this really calm energy tapping into your pile. So, the hidden truth, which I think you're aware of to some degree, given how psychic I'm feeling in this pile. You might get some jewelry coming up. But I'm seeing love entering your life, firstly. I'm seeing a softness with love because you've become soft with yourself. You'll know intuitively exactly who you're meant to be in contact with, exactly what way you're meant to go, what turns you're meant to take. I can see you're exploring in some way and really trusting the divine in this exploration. And so you might not see exactly why things are unfolding the way they are. Some of it's pretty mysterious to you. But you feel cared for and you trust in the direction you're going. I'm really seeing anywhere you go to receive support or nourishment, I think that's where you're going to find this miracle, this love. I just see something really exciting coming into your life, and I think you can sense it. Oh, there's stars over the mystic too. Yeah, something about the night sky. And maybe this will start on the full moon, whenever you're watching this. This is something where you're not the same after you go through it. And I think the reason you're even looking at this reading, because I can see that you're very in tune with your psychic abilities. But this is still meant to be hidden from you. But this is definitely confirmation that something really big is about to happen, something very exciting. And you definitely have been sensing that, but you can feel that it's hidden to you to a degree, and that's because you're meant to be surprised and enjoy this. And you're meant to let the universe be mysterious about this. I want to say more, and I want to dive more into what's hidden here, hidden truth. But basically the hidden truth for you is you're very evolved, you're very psychic. You don't need tarot readings. I just heard a reader say that some of her followers, she hopes she just makes their psychic gifts easier, like she's the Uber Eats for them rather than them going to get their own food and psychic abilities. And that's kind of, I'm really picking up that you can gather all this stuff on your own. You're very intuitive. You know, you trust in all the paths you go down because you know they lead home, which isn't, like, I was going to say lead the right way, but I guess home is what wants to be said. There's something really big coming in here, and I think that you're picking up on it in this subtle, like in the energetic realm, but you aren't quite sure what it is and you want to know more. And Spirit's saying it's coming from a place that's deep in your soul. It very much touches your soul. It's going to be soft. I just heard soft like silk chiffon. The color purple is relevant here as well as yellow. And the sunlight, as well as the night sky, there's a balance here. I was talking about the balance in the sun and the moon in a recent reading. I think that reading definitely applies to you if you listen to it and know what I'm talking about. That's double confirmation that this is coming in. But this is coming in regardless, but definitely that reading's connected to this reading. You're experiencing new things, you're going new places, and this will happen quickly. And you feel this coming in, and you're meant to watch and wait. But yes, this is confirmation that some really beautiful stuff's about to come in, and I see it happening as the full moon. The full moon feels like when it begins. And this is something you're going to be very comfortable with. Whatever the success is, it's just going to feel right. And you don't have to stress about this. You've done the work to get here. I'm really being taken by the circles here. I would pay attention to when you see circles in art or just in a way that really strikes you. Okay, so this message is so interesting because normally I pick up on a ton of information, but since you already have these abilities, this is really just you're right, you're on the right track, you know that something big's coming in, and it is, but it's still going to be hidden from you because we're not going to tell you your whole story. We're not going to tell you how the end of this chapter ends or what's going to happen next. The mysterious mother really hits a spot, like some things are left to be mystery. Like there's some things that are just meant to be hidden. So that's the hidden information here is you're right, that this is coming in. And your intuition is spot on. You don't need readings. It's coming in at a full moon. Day and night. There's a song called Day and Night, a tossing turn. If you know what that song is, maybe that has lyrics in it that are relevant. Yeah, you're going to new experience, and what once felt heavy now feels light. Okay. Yeah, this is a really fascinating reading. Okay, Spirit, give us the tea. What is hidden information for pile 4? Judgment, 5 of Cups. This is so funny because these cards came out for pile 3, which is definitely your past energy. And to see how this has evolved and that you have found these things is really cool. So immediately off the bat, what I'm seeing is something really beautiful is coming in. This cup of emotional happiness, of emotional support is coming in, and adventure is coming in. And you're really content with your life. And the hidden information is because you have focused on the positives, because you see that the universe is working to take care of you. This beautiful cup's coming in. And I can see you just really, really enjoying it. You're not meant to fear this, you're just meant to let it come in. And keep your perspective half glass full. Notice when you're in a lack mindset. There's something about the Judgment card here, and there's 2 moons here. Reminds me of the moon and the sun. The main point here is to be open to this. And to trust that this beautiful cup of sacred beauty is coming to you. Let's see, can we clarify these? Okay. Let me clarify these. I'm very much seeing that you're looking at this from a very big picture perspective. There's things that felt like injustices in the past and they really hurt, but you're trusting that there's a higher plan behind this, that the universe has a bigger plan, and you've really changed and elevated your mindset where you focus on the glass half full rather than the glass half empty, and you do this also just to allow yourself to have peace. You know that focusing on the glass half empty just gives you stress. I felt called to pick up the Celestite, so there's something here about the stars and big picture thinking, realizing how small we are in the context of the universe. You've had to practice strength to trust that this new cup is coming in. You've trusted, there's a level of faith in the universe and trusting that things are meant to go the way they're meant to go. And I think, okay, the hidden truth here is you have resistance towards this new beginning. As you should, given the past. But I think that you know that this new beginning is going to lead to a whole nother adventure in itself, and you're scared that it'll take more than it gives. It's okay that you have these hesitancies and doubts, even though you have elevated your perspective, even though you have this trust and see the big picture. your emotions are valid and your fear is valid, and you can dip your toe into this experience first. You can be hesitant. You can be resistant to it. But if it's meant for you, it will come to you. I think you're innately going to come at this with caution. And trust that whatever comes into your life has a divine purpose and that Spirit's working for you. Yeah, I'm seeing with this situation, another sign of this coming in is that you will be cautious towards it. And you will feel a strong pull towards it. Spirit, is there anything else you want to tell Pile 4? No matter what happens, you'll be okay. You have really mastered your perspective and the state of your mind. And yeah, this whole reading, I've been feeling how developed your energy is, and Spirit saying whatever happens, you'll be fine. And as you experience that, you'll realize it. And you know that you can protect yourself and take care of yourself. And I think you're really just going to have fun here and trust that the past, although it was painful, taught you big picture thinking, taught you how to have a positive perspective, and taught you how to have faith. And even your resistance and caution towards this is another strength. So just trust that you're right where you need to be and that you've got yourself. You have your back. You can handle whatever comes your way. So to close, we're going to look at the Angel Whispers cards. Yeah, whoever picked this pile, you're something else. So Heaven's Door. Yeah, you're really coming into something really beautiful, and you can feel it. You know it's coming. That's why you're here, because it's definitely hidden as to what exactly is happening. And you kind of want to play by play. You're like, I want to be prepared for this. And that's also why I think when we look at this hesitancy, the reason you're looking at these readings is because you're scared of what's going to happen. But the universe is telling you right here, right now, that this is going to be good. And you're meant to have trust. And your resistance and caution is valid, very valid. But also trust that this is leading to your utmost fulfillment. And if things have worked out in the way they have so far, continue to have faith that they will. You're a very spiritual being. This person's kind of glowing, and I just think that through what you've been through, you've really elevated to this really enlightened perspective. So, Pile 4, I'm going to leave it there. You're so close, I feel like you can almost touch it. So just keep moving forward, and this is coming. So yeah, you never step in the same river twice. So we'll leave it there. That's all I'm getting for you. I'll see you in another reading. Take care. Bye.